What's up guys, Matt Pedal here. In today's video I'm going to walk you through on how to gear up properly for the winter. I'm going to be going over how to layer up for cold winter cycling, so let's get into the video. So we're going to be getting into the video. Before we do so, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos and get notified, and of course if you see value at the end, like, share, and don't forget to comment and let me know your thoughts. We're going to be starting with head to toe. I'm gonna start with my headgear. I'm gonna walk all the way down to hands, chest, bibs, pants, and all that stuff, and our feet. We gotta keep our tippy toes nice and warm, so let's get into it. It's always super important to have some sort of headgear shell that's over your head, whether it's gonna be a cycling cap, which is adequate, but at the same time, you want something that's gonna at least cover your ears for cold weather temperatures. So what I like to use is a nice polyester head cap, and it pulls down over my ears and it breaks the wind too. So like these helmets tend to have air vents all throughout the shell, so unfortunately that's going to get your head really cold, especially when there's wind. So this will regulate your head temperature and make sure all that wind passes right over and doesn't get your skull all cold. So that's going to be super uncomfortable, so make sure you have something that's going to cover your ears. Especially this is made from like a nice polyester material and nylon, so it's going to be nice and stretchable, and also it's going to be able to break that wind to keep me nice and warm. Now I'm going to show you guys what I use for my neck to protect that, so that pretty much we don't have any air coming inside of the jersey. Alright guys, so now we're going to be talking about your neck, how to protect your neck and wear it like this. So another really important aspect to your cycling kit is going to be your neck gaiter. So you can also get something like this, which is called a BAABAA, which is also a neck gaiter. What they do is they protect your neck, make sure that all the wind passes around the actual material. This is made from a Merino wool material, which is nice and stretchable. And what's great is that you can just pull it up over your neck, and you can also cover your ears with it too, so that it'll work as like a dual layer in addition to your cycling cap that you have that goes over your ear already. You can pull this over too, that way you have some additional warmth, you know. So this will keep you nice and toasty in the winter time, and you can also use it for spring. And when it gets warm out, you can also use it too. It's really good. Merino wool is a great material because it helps regulate your body temperature, and you don't get really cold or anything, and when it's hot you don't get too sweaty with it, although it may become a little uncomfortable depending on how thick the layer is. With this you can double it, which I like to do in the wintertime, or you can keep it as a single layer. So definitely get one of these. This is by Endura. I had it for a very long time and it's never failed. So what I'm going to do is leave all the links to the products I'm featuring in this video in the description, so you guys can just go ahead and click it toward the end and purchase it yourself online or at your local bike shop. Let's get into the gloves, because hands are super important to keep toasty. Honestly, if your hands are not warm during a ride, that's the end of the ride. Especially for me, I gotta make sure my hands are toasty. So let's talk about hand gear, gloves, and all that jazz right now. Gloves, super important when it comes to winter cycling or any kind of cold weather temp. If you're in sub-zero temperatures, that's going to be real deal, meaning you have to get a glove that's regulated, that's going to be 0 below. So these gloves are by Izumi. They're made to be temperature regulated at 30 degrees in between 40 degrees. So this will be good for the cold weather temps like right now and the fall transitioning into the winter season. However, if you want them to be a little warmer, what you need to do is open them up, take them off, and wear a liner that's going to be over your bare hand. Usually a merino wool is similar to this material here, like the BAABAA. You want to get a nice thin layered merino wool that you can put over your hand, and then you put the glove on. These gloves are great, they're super comfortable, and they have like a nice material here that breaks the wind. And what I like to do is when I fasten them, I like to put my jersey over the cuff so that the cold air doesn't seep inside there. So that's gonna be really nice and keep it really warm. You can also get hand warm pods that you can put inside of your gloves that'll keep your hands nice and warm. So there's a few different ways to go about it. If you want something that's gonna be even warmer, you wanna go with mittens. However, these are really good for these temps here in the fall. transitioning into the winter, so definitely recommend these. Let's move into the jersey, and we're gonna talk about base layers in the next clip. So let's go ahead and do that. So now I'm gonna be talking about base layers. Now there are a few different kinds that you can get. It's all about material when it comes to base layers. So for me personally, for winter temperatures, I like to wear merino wool. Merino wool, again, is a really good material that regulates your body temperature. So if you get cold, it's gonna definitely control that temperature of your body and bring it down to where it's supposed to be and keep you warm at the same time. And it's also great because the material tends to keep your body odors at a good smelling, scent, so that you don't get all gross and stuff. But this is also by Izumi. It's a nice thick winter base layer. And what I like to do, of course, is put them on first and then tuck it underneath my bib, and it keeps it super warm. And on top of that, this is also a long sleeve. I don't want to take all my clothes off here, but it's a long sleeve, so you can see I put that on. And after that, I throw on my Izumi winter cycling jersey. Zip it all up, make sure it's long sleeve. Balaclava goes over, make sure this is all the way to the top. And that keeps everything locked in, dialed in, nice and comfortable. The jersey that I'm wearing too is also really nice material by Izumi. It has a nice pocket right here. This is a winter jersey, really great for fall. It's sized up perfectly so that you can layer it as well. So if you want to wear a jersey underneath it, you could put a jersey underneath this, and you can wear two jerseys. What I like to do when you're going on a descent, I like to always carry a gillet with me. This is good for wind, so this pretty much breaks up the wind. And what I like to do is layer that right over the jersey itself. Show you guys what that looks like. And this is going to be awesome because what this does is help with that wind. Sometimes when you're going on like a downhill descent, you'll get a really cold, strong wind chill, and that can break right through the jersey sometimes. So this would help break all that wind and have it go right around you. And this also works as another layer to keep you nice and warm, and it traps all the heat. So oftentimes when it gets trapped for too long, your body will start to overheat and you'll get sweaty. But what you can always do is just open it up and ride like that. So you can find these online. This is by Bontrager. I really like this one. I've had it. I use it for the spring season as well, and it works really well on my road bike or when I'm riding on my gravel bike. So definitely recommend a setup like this. So remember, base layer, long sleeve cycling jersey, and then a gillet that goes right over, and you're good to go. We're gonna move into the bibs now. We're gonna talk about how to keep your legs nice and toasty, and socks and everything else with the shoes. So let's get into that. So now we're going to be talking about bibs and what to wear in the fall, winter when it gets really cold. Now, this is all about personal preference. I, for one, like to wear the 3/4 length bibs. These are called knickers. Knickers are 3/4 length. They go up to your shin and stop there. The rest of the coverage will be reliant on socks that are long enough to be able to cover that shin if you want to get covered. Personally, I like the knicker look better than the long sleeve bib shorts, but it's all about like where you are, what region you live in, how cold it is. I do recommend the longer bib if it's really cold. Here in New York, it gets really cold. Fall, winter, you might want to go with like a longer sleeve for your legs if you want that coverage. However, I do tend to lean more toward the 3/4. I just like the way it looks for me. It works, and I'll ride it all through winter as well. In terms of my socks, what I'll do is then either wear a wool sock that will go up to here. Oftentimes, I would also get longer socks that give me more coverage, or I'll switch up the knickers that I have on, and I'll wear pretty much leg warmers that go all the way down, and that way I'll have full coverage. Now, you want to also keep in mind when you're buying bibs for winter, and cold season cycling that they have a liner inside. So these are the Pro Izumi style bibs for winter specifically that have a nice liner inside that help regulate your body temperature to keep you nice and warm. So when you're buying bibs, make sure you're investing in something that's going to keep you warm. Make sure that it's going to be good quality as well, because the last thing you want is to be riding and you get really cold in your legs, because that's going to put an anchor to you riding for the entire day. So make sure of that. We're going to get into the socks and the shoes and toe covers and everything to keep your feet nice and warm, because when your feet get warm, it's similar to your hands, the ride's over. So let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about socks and toe covers to keep your feet nice and warm. Shoes, cycling shoes, you can go with a winter specific type of shoe, which are great. They're going to be a little bit heavier, and it's going to be a much more of an investment to the shoes you already currently own. So keep that in mind. If you want to upgrade and do that and have that in your arsenal, then that's totally fine. For me, I use whatever shoes I have available, which are my mountain bike shoes or my road cycling shoes. And what I like to do is just retrofit them with toe covers. So we're gonna start with the socks. The socks I like to use for fall, winter are merino wool socks. As you can see, these are super nice. These are by Bontrager. They're really warm. And yeah, I mean, my feet are toasty right now. So toasty meaning like comfortable, not like sweating. So we don't want to have sweaty feet. What is a game changer are toe covers. These are by Pro Izumi. Lots of different manufacturers make them, but what they do is they just pretty much go over your entire shoe. Whoa. They just go over your entire shoe, and they give you nice coverage so that your toes don't get cold. And it's made from a nice windbreaker material and liner that's gonna make sure that it blocks in all the heat, and all that cold air wraps right around it. It doesn't enter inside this material, so it's gonna keep your toes nice and warm. I've used them throughout winter for the past like 8 years, and trust me, these things work. And also, they also keep your feet pretty aerodynamic. So toe covers are known to help you be a bit more aero. So I mean, you can find out from the Velo crew online if like all the facts on that. I don't get too much detail, but yeah, I mean, they definitely do work. So I recommend having wool merino socks and also toe covers that's going to give you that nice warm coverage that'll keep you nice and warm and comfortable on the bike. Now, of course, merino wool is from an animal, so if you have any issues with animals and everything, if you know, you might want to find other materials that'll be a bit more suitable for you. But yeah, I mean, this material, again, it's personal preference depending on how you want to feel on the bike, how comfortable you want to ride, and yeah, you don't want to lose any mileage along the way. So stay nice and toasty out there. Again, all the gear, the kit that I'm using is going to be in the description of this video. You just go ahead and click the links and it'll take you to the store where you can purchase them. Many of the clips may be affiliate links, so you can go ahead and support. And I hope you find value in this video. Again, leave your comments below if you have any questions. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.